And Italy is fighting against Ethiopia at the moment. Mechanical computing, please. Fascists get out cheaper. So they are fascist right now, but they will be switching to democratic. Oops. Do they have a... Yeah, daily democracy support going up. And the Zaibatsus means faster construction speed. However, it costs more to change economy and trade laws. Hey, Penguin. Yeah, I really want Maxon to win this one. Although he's just been cut off here in the north. He did win Prussia, however, so all the troops in Prussia he can now ship over. Depending on the naval situation. 19. Hitler does have more dockyards, though. And they actually probably have the same military factories. Hitler definitely has more divisions. Also, crikey, that's a bit of a mixture. Wow. 32% democratic, 20% communist, 16% fascist, and 32% unaligned. Oh, and then the German Reich just has the default one. That's a little bit disappointing. I would have hoped that they would just have both, and then one goes oppose Hitler and one doesn't. I do think Hitler has the advantage right now, yeah. If Hitler wins, what happens? Does he just keep the rubbish focus tree? Ethiopia is over. France is still doing industrial expansion. You're doing the shadow scheme. Well, you got that off quickly. Only requires 5% more tension, which this got him. So Britain's doing a very early shadow scheme. What about the Dominions? Great Indian Peninsula Railway. So they haven't had their elections yet. May as well get speed 5. In fact, I shouldn't be doing these just yet. That's a bad idea. I should get the infrastructure done out of the way first. Because civilian factories are really expensive at this point. Apparently there are bugs at both sides of a civil war of the same focus tree. For example, they can't do the same focuses, but they say they can restore the proper focus tree after the civil war. Okay. Centre votes for government proposal. In a recent vote, a centre has surprisingly switched sides to vote for a government proposal. While the issue itself was fairly minor, the public vote of a support from a previously outspoken critic of FDR has raised many eyebrows around Washington. Some analysts believe that this example will lead additional senators to reconsider their stance. Up to 5 senators switched. Oh dear, the senators are back in support. The House is still very much against, though. Nationalist Spain declared war on Republican Spain. Spanish Civil War. A civil war has erupted in Spain. Several generals seeking to overthrow the current government in Madrid have issued a pronunciamiento, and a large portion of the Spanish armed forces have answered their call to arms. Now this is interesting, because Nationalist Spain is usually supported by Germany, who won't be able to support right now because they're at war, so no volunteers. Italy could still support the Nationalists, and Soviets will probably support the Republicans. But I have a feeling that this might be a far more equal civil war than it usually is. Hitler has basically wiped out the northern quadrant. I think that Mackinson's actually got more troops, potentially. And is actually winning in terms of factories right now. The second London Naval Treaty has been signed. Delegations from Britain, France, Italy, Japan and the US met in December to discuss the renewal of the first London Naval Treaty. Negotiations turned quite heated over Italy's war in Ethiopia and Japan's desire to be seen as an equal to Britain and the US. With negotiations now at an end, the signatory nations have agreed on the limits of the size of battleships and aircraft carriers in the hopes of preventing another ruinous arms race. How are we doing in terms of training? Oh boy, we are basically done. Okay, that's a lot of scrolling. House hearings into presidential misconduct. A minor scandal originating in the White House has started to gain momentum, following weeks of media reports implying that a minor administrative official had been taking bribes in return for lucrative government contacts. The House Committee on the Expenditures of the Executive has begun to hold hearings to determine if the president was aware of this. While most observers don't believe this will lead to any major trouble for President FDR, it will no doubt mean that many of President's supporters will have to lay low for a while. 40 reps join the opposition, so in the House of Representatives, the opposition are crushing it. And here we go, getting some more industrial stuff. We're definitely going concentrated. And still only 36. It's early days yet. However, I think it is going to be worth getting delay. Anti-Hitler guy in Germany gets 20% bonus to attack a defense when fighting on German soil, so he should normally win. Well, he's now got his back to the wall. Well, he lost Holstein, but he won Königsberg. So, we shall see. He does seem to be being pushed back right now, though. He has got more manpower. Oh, but Hitler's on volunteer only, while he's already on limited conscription. What about Spain? Nationalists are still winning. Anyway, we finished our focus. We still can't do that until November. Oh, we can't do this. Needs the support of at least 58 senators. We currently have 50. Well, I guess we can build the Pentagon. Cheaper aircraft. Let's get the cheaper aircraft. To make the right priorities in aviation as well as aircraft production will require long-term planning. The AWPD will ensure that we have the material, organisation and strategic plans. Build the pentagram. Bluesen Cards, thank you very much for the follow. Sven and Salty Polo, thank you very much for the follows. Welcome to the channel. Right, how are you guys done? You are slowly but surely getting trained. You're done. You're done. You guys are still going, but almost done. Done. Still going. Still going. That's going to take a while. Done. And the aircraft technically are trained. However, I quite like the idea of having some more air experience, but you get so little. It's not really... these are crap planes, though. These are the really cheap ones. So I don't care that much if we lose them. Nah. Squander them, it's fine. We'll build new ones. Mackinson. Oh, he does. He needs to win either of these, then Bavaria is cut off. That would be a huge, huge win. Then he just needs to hold here while pushing here. Or vice versa. Free dockyards. Bloody hell, that happened quickly. Okay, interesting. Well, this rather leads to the question, what do we want to build? I don't think we should go for any of the Tier 1 ships. It should only be the Tier 2s. Brooklyn class light cruisers actually look to be fairly... How? Really? Hang on, these are... Oh, these are heavy cruisers. How have you got level 3 armor already? What? 5-inch belt, 2.25-inch deck. So of course these are then described in millimeters. Why are these in inches? What's the conversion? It does give 10 armor. Damn it. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I can't click it. That's level 4. 12 armor. That's level 3. That's armor I don't even have access to yet. There's 1940 armor. How have I got that already? So if I built another set, that shouldn't be available. We haven't researched it. No, it's cruiser armor. It's specifically for cruisers. See? Cruisers. Right there. That one. Armor level 10. Max speed minus 10. It's that armor. Yeah, it's a bug. Shouldn't exist. Anyway, I don't want heavy cruisers. I want light cruisers. So we are going to design a new light cruiser, and we're going to build a couple, because light cruisers are quite useful. Or we could get more destroyers. And considering that I have a pretty good idea of just how many of these damn things we're going to need, I think we're going to go for some more destroyers. Although we don't have very good / any. But we do have sonar. We're going to make you dedicated sub-hunters. Your job's not to fight. That's the bigger ship's job. Right, what should we call this? This is going to be Oi for Asa. Oi for patron list. This can be the Lion-Hearted. I'm sure my British ships could have 2 sonars. But yeah, it's this way around we want, because this one can then be radar later for surface detection. And it's a good price. 1,000. Acceptable. So we want to build a bunch of these and put you in the training fleet. And I'm not making a repeat of my British game where I was building tier 1s. Accidentally. We did it right this time. Actually, speaking of which, are there any training fleets done yet? No. You are. As are you. Alright, so our fleet is now fully trained. Alright, construction. June 36, so I don't think I want any of those. We probably do want radio. Let's grab that. Hey, Bussy. Why is Germany split in half? Civil War. They went with the oppose Hitler. Focus. So you've got August von Maxen fighting against Hitler at the moment. Speaking of which, who's winning? Did they get the cut-off? They didn't, although they did cut some people off. Hitler is now definitely winning in terms of numbers. But only by a division or 2. It's still bloody close. Although, Hitler's on the outskirts of Frankfurt, which is his capital. Yeah, Hitler's winning right now. Yeah, this is completely vanilla. And entirely random. So we've got a democratic Japan, German Civil War. I don't think anything else crazy has happened yet. Britain still hasn't made any choices. France is doing government reform. And then after this there's going to be a choice. I'm kind of hoping they go for reverse Versailles. Oh, no. Maxim pushed him back. You need just one of these two, and then you need this one. And then Maxim, you basically won. You just need this one tile. And then hold that. Centre speaks out against government policy. Up to 4 centres go into the opposition. A centre has given an interview to a major newspaper. I suppose it's the same. So... Centres still support us, the House is very much against. Can't send volunteers, otherwise I would. We're still America and we're still like uber isolationist. Yeah, Hitler's definitely winning in terms of troops. But factories, they both have 14 now. Maxim's pushing back. Oh, but he's losing here in the north. Leadership purges in the Soviet Union. Uncertainty has long reigned in the Soviet Union. While details are scarce, there has been a series of secret talks in the highest level, and both generals and ministers have disappeared from the public eye. The natural assumption is that some great military conspiracy has been uncovered within the Communist Party, but no official statement has been made. Renewal of the Rome Protocols. As Hungarian instigation, Italy, Austria and Hungary have renewed the Rome Protocols. Originally signed in 1934, the agreements pertain to economic development and rapprochement, essentially a declaration of friendship. There are signs that it may lead to an official alliance aimed at counteracting the growing revisionist and expansionist tendencies in Germany. So Romania is going anti-Germany. Preserve Greater Romania. Wait. So they went pro-Germany and then anti-Germany. How'd they... What? Oh, was that Hungary? That might have been Hungary. Nope, Hungary's also gone fascist. Yugoslavia? Pro-West. Treaty with Italy. Hasn't really made many decisions yet. France has no focus. This next French focus could be important. I still can't do the gold standard, so I think we'll just continue down here. Build the Pentagon? It's only planning speed. Close air support and tactical or strategic. Considering the ranges involved, I think I'm probably going to go strategic. Fine. I have been convinced. It was the Hungarians. But the Hungarians went pro-fascist. Oh, there it is. Renew Rome protocols. So they're going pro-Italy and Austria rather than Germany. House Committee supports presidential policy. The latest round of hearings in the House Committee on the Ways and Means has resulted in a report crediting the President's policies with major improvements in all available metrics of the economy. While stopping short of outright praise, the report nevertheless comes as a blow to those that were criticising the President and demanding reforms. A number of representatives have already publicly declared that although they still harbour doubts about the President's agenda, they will now vote in support. That's unfortunate. Cut-offs, big ones. That's going to be really good for Mackinson. And the numbers have once again grown closer, although Hitler is definitely winning the factory fight right now. What about Naval? Completely equal. They still have 19 ships. I want to know if Mackinson's using his Prussian forces over here. Yeah, I know that the US gets more maximum command power. The problem is I always forget it exists. Oh, damn it, you're still sitting out at sea, even though you're not training. Can you... I really want it by default to go back to the port. Nearest port. If they're not training. It's very annoying that they just sit out at sea going, oh. And also, why is my training oh? Because you're set to not repair. God damn it. So, kick that guy out. There you go. And then split him off, and then he can repair. See? Easy. Easy. September. Oh, Mackinson's pushing again. Frankfurt, I'd say, is now well clear. This is an interesting war. It's very back and forth. Hey, Humphrey. The march on Munich has definitely begun. Oh, he can still cut off right there. Feint up here, then attack here. Oh, and he can cut off in these two. Come on, Mackinson, you can do this. I have faith in you. Pentagon's being built. Alright, Department of Defense. Renaming the War Department underlines that we can no longer choose to ignore our protection until the moment is tested. We must always be vigilant. Oh, so close. 3 places they could get a cutoff now. Come on, Mackinson. Munich's gonna fall soon. They're across the river over here. Another cut-off. Nice. Get another one here. It's only plains, flat land. Easy. Easy! Opposition suffers defeat in the Senate. God damn it! The opposition are doing badly. A motion to censure President Delano Roosevelt has been defeated in the Senate. While even the most ardent supporters had little hope that it would pass, the amount of votes against it came as a shock to even the most pessimistic of observers. It appears the President enjoys a far greater level of support in the Senate than most believed, which would help in advancing his legislative agenda. Yeah, the Senate's crushing the opposition right now. And 3 technologies all on the same day. Let's get radar 1. Do I want fire control? Let's get excavation so we can produce more oil. And let's also get synthetic refineries, because I suspect we're going to need them if we're not going to be allied to Britain. Eunuch, come on, you can do this. You must be winning in terms of factories now. Oh yeah, you're crushing them. Well, no, Hitler's still got more military, but you've now taken the swing in the civic. And division-wise, you are winning. Those little cut-offs, I think, are actually a really big deal. Representative speaks passionately in support of the government. Asked about her stance on a number of policy issues at a fundraising dinner, a representative spoke out in support of President FDR's policies. She further claimed that many of her fellow representatives had similar views, but were merely held back by idiotic short-sightedness, thinking no further than the next election, instead of doing what's right for the American people. Her comments have been widely reported by the press and put several of her colleagues in hot water as they had to explain where they stood on these issues. Playing a US game yet the entire chat is focused on Germany, yeah. Oh, here we go, the election. The day of the presidential election has arrived. Incumbent Franklin Delano Roosevelt has already implemented several of the programs referred collectively to as the New Deal, intended to make the US out of the Great Depression. While many of the efforts have been popular, his plans to further extend his role and power of the government have been met with criticism from his opponent, Republican Alf Landon. Coming from the oil industry, Landon wants to see greater economic freedom, while Roosevelt and the Democratic Party want to expand Social Security and ensure the economic stability. The election may be a close call, or a major victory for the Democrats. Republicans, we must safeguard the ideals of the American system. So if he took power, then we would have the New Deal, which is infrastructure construction plus 20%. I'm building so much infrastructure at the moment. Oh man, that's an amazing ability. I want that, but I can't. In the congressional elections, the faction supporting the government will face stronger opposition. The Democratic Party will now be called the Republican Party. Momentum gained from the presidential elections likely to carry over to the congressional elections. So it's going to be easier to build more support. We get political power, and we get Standard Oil of California, which grants industrial research speed for synthetic resources research. I just started researching that! Damn it! A shift in the political landscape. With a new president now in office, the former opposition in Congress has largely shifted to support the new administration. President Alf Langdon can count on the support of 35 senators and 176 representatives. Yeah, we got demolished. So we need to start doing things like special measures and lobbying efforts and things like that. But we did get a free refining concern. So, there's that. Also, let's double check what we're building at the moment, because we should be doing more infrastructure. Let's do one here. Here, so we can still sell some of that steel, hopefully. And here, Michigan's a really good one to build up. In fact, I probably should have done Michigan a bit earlier. Oh, look at that, I can. Magic. Oh, I could give refuge to scientists too. No, at this point I think I'm going to need to spend my points.